At your leisure, at your pleasure, at your leisure, at your leisure. This earth is not to scale. Perhaps it is Gaia, or the earth formerly known as, I forgot the name. Let's see how this puzzle piece fits in that puzzle piece. I forgot the name for it, but I used to know. It escapes me at the moment. It is not Atlantis. It is not Gaia, because that is something a little different. But oui, that is for another day. This lesson is about French fries, French comedy. I am taking something different, and this is about the divine comedy. Let me remember what I'm trying to do, because sometimes the simplest things escape me because there's too much knowledge running through my brain, and I have been quite ill with a cold of some sort. What is that, you ask? Oh, it is peas on earth. Get it? Peas on earth. That is what I would like for everyone. That is the mission of the snarke seafood. Or leisure, is your pleasure the same as regular peas on earth? I do not know. I am not you. Is this snarky seafood premium brand? I do not know. For you are the judge of that. I do believe the seafood is premium peas on earth, at your leisure, at your pleasure. I took French for 6 years in school. I took it starting in middle school. I took French 1, I believe, 3 times. Oh yes, I only took French 1 3 times. And I took French 2 1 time. I do not know the specifics. I do not remember. But because I got transplanted from California, part of the world, to the Maryland part of the world in high school. And because I failed French 2 and I only had to pass the final exam, which was an oral exam, so it was really up to the professor. Well, he was not technically a professor, he was a teacher, and he was blind. And he did not like me. He was very grumpy to me. So I had 2 classes that I had to pass at Westminster High School. I had to pass French 2 and I had to pass art class. Like, can you draw peas on earth? I don't know. So let's find out. There are peas. There is the earth. Is this art? I don't know. Art is subjective. A French oral exam given by a grumpy, blind professor who was not a professor. He professed to be in charge, and he was at the time. Well, he gave me an F in the class, in the French class. I don't know if he got an F, actually, but I got failed on the test. And so I got the no-go for the French class. Bye-bye. I had one last chance. It was the art teacher. And she said, oh, yes, I forgot. I forgot about her. I've not thought about these things in such a long time, but she loved it. She loved the pussycats, right? If you drew a pussycat in her class, like that, like so, meow, meow, meow. Oh wait, the pussycat must have the ears. Correct, yes, pussycat. Does it look like a pussycat? I don't know, it looks more like a furry Rottweiler. That is an inside joke. Anyway, here, let me start again. Let's do this. Let's put that away. We will start again and try to draw you a better pussycat while I tell my tale. That is too thick for the pussycat. This is also the wrong color. Oh, and I am using the wrong tool. So let's get this tool out of the way. It's confusing me. So let's go back to this tool. Okay, yes, I was just making room. Created space for someone. That someone is me at the moment. I was telling you about my life. So I was transplanted from one part of the country to another. Does this sound like a French voice? I think it sounds more like a cross between somebody like Frida Kahlo, who smokes too many cigarettes, and Pepe Le Pew. So Pepe Le Pew, he would wear the beret, right? He was a skunk, he is stinky. That does not look like a beret. I don't know how to draw a skunk, but I think I just drew a Rottweiler. But for now, I am going to draw a pussycat. So let's start over. We will use this one so we do not get confused again by the wrong tool of the poopy screen recorder tools for drawing videos. Okay, now that we have drawn our peas on earth, see, peas, it's a whole long story, but this is how I work. So now we will draw the pussycat. Oops, I'm still in the wrong tool. So let's pick a pink nose. A pussycat will have a pink nose. Why is it not working? Let me see. Oh, I'm on the eraser tool. There we go. Now it should work. So we give our pussycat a pink nose. Pink nose pussycats are cute, right? Right, because if your pussycat has a black nose, it is not cute. Okay, that is not true. That is total bullshit. Because my pussycat has a black nose and ochre colored eyes. And she's a beautiful pussycat. I was just being racist against cats that have blackness in them. So the black pussycats, they get shit because they built this country. Oh wait, I digress. So this pussycat, does that look like a pussycat? I used to be better at pussycats. I drew one, but let's just say this is a pussycat. Okay? And give it the pussycat eyes. And we got to give it, can't be a pussycat if you don't have the whiskers. But my pussycat's whiskers fall out. It's cute. And so does our little teeth. I have one of our little teeth in my medicine bag. But it is not a bag, it is a can. Anyway, we draw the pussycat. So, yes, can she draw a pussycat? Maybe, maybe not. Art is subjective. So the story I was telling was, oh yes, this pussycat does not have ears. Bad pussycat. Oh, that sad pussycat, it has the floppy ears. Maybe it needs a hat to make it happy. Like my teacher, my art teacher. She needed, if you drew her pussycats, you passed the class. Well, I drew like acid trip paintings, drawings. And she said she did not understand what I was drawing. So guess what? She gave me a failure. You failed my class. You are terrible. You are not an artist. You do not know how to draw pussycats. You clearly cannot draw a pussycat wearing a hat. Oh, there is a famous pussycat wearing a hat. But we don't want to get a trademark violation, copyright infringement. So we give him a floppy hat. Whoa, that is a floppy sloth. Thank you for moving to the side, sloth. We're not concerned with sloths at the minute. We are concerned with pussycats. Perhaps this pussycat likes to eat peas. There's a place in Hollywood where there are ducks that like to eat peas. And they like to listen to the Ramones. But that is for another day. This is the story of how this person here failed art class and then went to art school immediately after. But I got a failure in the class, and I feel like a failure. Although I did drop out of art school because I was doing more things that were not going to school because I spilled a very expensive box of paper, of Pantone paper, and it costs many dollars, and I did not want to take the time to put it back together. All of the many Pantone colors that looked almost identical, and I had to cut them into pieces and shapes, and I spilled my box of paper So I said, fuck it, I will not go to class that day. It is easy to make a habit of not going to class. And if you have a trust fund to spend and go enjoy San Francisco with your friend instead of cutting out triangles in, wait, hold on, what color of Pantone is that? There we go. So wait, wrong color of Pantone. Luckily here our box is still in order. My box, it's spilled, it's got the paper spilled. And I said, fuck it. So I went and had food and went to music shows in Berkeley, and I did drugs. Oh, I'm a bad kid in America. I did drugs. I went to shows. I blew my trust fund in San Francisco, and I am a art school dropout. I am the Sandra Day of art school. And so that is one big failure on the journey that has gotten me to this point where I'm a famous connoisseur of pleasure and fine peas, and maybe not an expert at pussycats. It has been a while since I illustrated a book about a pussycat. And when I did that book, I never drew the animals, so it was quite frustrating. But I did it anyway. And there were other things going on in my life. I got run over by a truck, and yes, many things, but that story is for another day. This story will probably not make much sense to you, but that is okay. This is how I work, okay? This is the Snarky Seafood method, one of them. You see? Okay. This is not the cat in the hat. This is a cat, maybe a lion. A lion and a cat who likes to eat peas because he is a fancy cat. He lives in the zoo. He is a very lucky cat. He lives in the zoo. He gets to eat peas. The lion who lives in Africa, where those black people come from, even though they are not black, they are brown skin. I've never seen a black person in my life. I have seen very dark skinned people, but I give respect to, with a capital B, the black people. Black is my favorite color. That is neither here nor there. It is just a point. But I was talking about the lion who lives in Africa. He may not get to eat the frozen peas because he's in a zoo. Zoos, there are troubles, yes. There are good things about zoos. I used to boycott the zoos, but then I learned a little more and learned that zoos can be good. They can rescue animals and species that are in trouble, animals that have been abused, people like the Tiger King. Maybe that is who this cat is. He said, oh fuck, I lived with the Tiger King. And he tried to love cats, but he took on more than he can chew. He should have taken on a pea. Instead, he took on many lions and tigers. Oh, he was a Tiger King, my bad. So I was talking about the Lion King. Oh wait, no, that is a Disney movie. I was talking about Africa and people. And is that a block of cheese? I don't know. It could be a spilled box of paper from an art school dropout who can't draw for shit. But, you know, she loves to draw. So if we want to talk about some black people, we can use symbols such as these colors. Oh, look at that. That happened almost by accident. It was spontaneous. if you are paying attention, if you watch past the first 8 seconds on this YouTube video, which I will go, oh, there's some mold on your cheese, that means it is worth more money, and it probably, oh, that mold those. Well, yes, blue is correct color, but there's also the green. The cartoon mold is always green. This mold means your cheese, whether it be Parmesan, if it is from the certain region in Italy, then you have, oh wait, were we talking about black people and the colors and the symbols? We can do this one, red, old, gold is stolen, green for the earth, the peace on earth, the blood that was shed. And then, yes, of course, you can't forget the black people, although that is not accurate. It goes kind of back to the French of the word negro, which means black in French. And since the people who took over much of Africa were from the powerful European countries such as France and England or Great Britain or Britannia, who knows, whatever the fuck it was called in history. But that word negro means black. This is why I want to learn Latin, because it is the roots, just like the black people, the African people. If you follow the strands of the DNA of the human race, it takes you back to Africa. You see, yes. So, we talk about language, we get the negro. Negro, this is a gato. Gato is a pussycat. Negro gato, that is what I always have in my life. I like the black pussycats. I have had some other color cats. I love them too, but I am drawn to the black pussycats. And generally black pussycats, they don't have the pink nose. But in the children's book I illustrated once upon a time, that pussycat had a pink nose, I believe. I don't know, I have not looked at the book in quite a little number of years. I showed it to my daughter when she was little, and she loved it. She wants to see it again. I will find it and pull it out for her. I only have one copy. It was done for free because I love my friend, and she wrote a book about a pussycat, a special pussycat. Not special like this kind of special. Although he did have special eyes. He was a specialized cat. You see the word play? It's fun. Yes, I like to do fun with words and art. Art therapy, maybe. Spirituality, maybe. Fun, indeed. This pussycat, like my French teacher, I don't remember if he wore glasses, I don't think so. I remember seeing his eyes when he opened them to try to give me dirty looks in the back of the classroom. If you want good grades, kids, you sit in the front of the classroom. Do not hide it in the back. Especially if you need glasses. It is hard to see the front of the board. But this cat, oh yeah, he's not a black cat. He's turning more black cat. But guess what? He is, let's call him a hepcat. That would be a term for the people who listen to the jazz music. Okay, you see? Hepcat, Pussycat, Lion King, Kings of Africa, Negroes. You see? Oh, I said it like that. My voice is raspy with my accent I am using at the moment. Negro gato, black cat. Yes, I love black cats. I love black hats as well. You see? Language, there's so many layers, children. Oh, all the stories I could tell, like Dr. Seuss. But instead, I'm trying this. I tell my story to you. I got a failed French, failed art, and then I went to art school and I didn't finish art school. There was a big earthquake. The earth went, ah! And even though I grew up in California for much of my life, that earthquake in 1989, oh, it was scary, it was big. It sent me running to the East Coast. So I went to the East Coast and said, goodbye, California. I love you, San Francisco. Oh, you're my favorite city. I always wanted to go to art school in New York, but it did not happen. I never lived in New York. I visited New York, yes, I've been there. But I ran across to the East Coast, which is where I actually, well, no, that's not true. I met the person that I would draw this book for in Connecticut, but I actually met her in San Francisco. She came to visit a friend, and then we became friends. So yes, there you see a little bit of my story. And now I am a big failure, and I'm probably a racist, because look, you can tell. If you look at this screenshot, it might be, oh, this person is so bad. So that is your opinion of me. How much big is your attention span? I do not know. I don't know you. I don't even know who I'm making this video for. For someone, someday we'll see it. Maybe not. Maybe I will die. A poor, poor black child like Steve Martin. I don't know. The money, I've had it, I've lost it. It is fun to have money. I would like to have money. I love to do this. Not my art, and not even this, but yes, this, exactly this, what I'm doing. What I've trained my life for is to pass on the lessons. I listen to the voices, the PTB. If you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you'll know, or maybe not so much the Buffy, but the angel. See, get it? Haha, the angels, they speak to you. But you're a crazy person, right? Angels speak to people. They must be crazy person, right? Is this crazy person making this video? Well, perhaps. That is opinion. I am not a doctor, although I do have an honorary doctor of divinity, because in America there is no such thing. It's kind of like Maya Angelou is she is a real doctor, but not a medical doctor, but she was doctor for real. Like, she went to school for many years to be Dr. Maya Angelou. She's one of my heroes because, you know, I hate the black people, clearly. I'm a big racist. And yes, so Dr. Maya Angelou, she went to school. Oh, she's so brilliant. Her light is so shiny. I love her. I wrote a letter to the Oprah Winfrey when she would have the show on the TV. And I was, a writer and a girl who just all loved it. I was talking tonight with someone about the color purple, and I loved that movie. I loved Oprah in that movie. I loved everything. Steven Spielberg, he listens to the angels. Is he crazy? Maybe. Maybe when you see Steven Spielberg getting his divine creativity, you might think he's crazy if you see his process. I don't know his process. I don't know him. I also did not get to go and meet Maya Angelou on the Oprah show because perhaps maybe I was not a middle-aged woman. Who knows? Perhaps I would have met Maya Angelou and then been too scared to make be like the kings in the history, and like the King Arthur. This is hurting my voice. But if I was getting paid to do accents, then I would be able to take a break and drink some water. But I will do this. I will take some tea right now. I have all this shit. It is not tea, it is but it still soothes my throat. You see, I think I don't know if I told you because I don't pay attention to what I am saying in these videos. And this one, this one is extra cuckoo. See, I was talking about Steven Spielberg being a genius, being tapped, getting divine inspiration. This is because I was doing a teaching earlier and doing a drawing, and I put lots of many things in pictures when I'm talking, and when I'm painting, I'm trying to write my story of my life, but oh my God, it is crazy. I was going to call it at one point Stranger Than Fiction, but I do believe that someone took that name already and used it. I was like, oh shit, I didn't write my masterpiece in time. But that was not the point. What was the most recent point? Crazy on Paper. Oh yes, I was talking about, if you joined us earlier in the program, how I failed art class and French class. And then I dropped out of art school because I was having fun instead. I got criticized for this by someone who does not know me, who is in my family. But yes, he says I was a bad girl for what I did. But I say, vive la France. This is America. The kids, they go to school, they have fun. I did that. I don't think it was bad. I think perhaps I got scared by the big earthquake and ran away like a little girl to the East Coast. But I digress. So I was talking about, and then I will wrap this up and I will throw it up on YouTube. I was talking about how I tried to write a letter to Oprah for her book club because she was going to have Dr. Maya Angelou on the show, on the book. I don't remember which book it was, but it was probably Caged Bird. But this is many years ago, and I have many things happen in life. But I wrote the letter. I don't know how that was. Maybe 17 girl age here. And I wrote the letter, and I was hoping I put all my mojo in it. Pray, Oprah pick me. I want to meet my Angelou. And I did not get picked. It made me sad. Now I understand all things happen for a reason. I don't know how to draw a cat. In high school, I didn't draw the cats. I failed the class. The art teacher who likes the cats, who did not understand the trippy art that was come right out of my brain. She says that make no sense to me. You're a crazy girl from Laguna Beach, and this is serious art class in Westminster, Maryland, where the Ku Klux Klan marched down the street, and you people think it is okay. But I did not think it was okay. I did not think many things were okay. I did not think I should have gotten the failure in the art school. So then I have to go to summer school to graduate the high school. But that is another story. So, wrapping up, I did not get picked by Oprah. I am a terrible artist. Am I crazy? I don't know. Who's crazy? Who's to say? Is someone touched? Are they... What are they? It is for you to say, right? No. The Bible says it is not for you to say. I read the Bible. I read many books. I used to take joy in talking to young missionaries on the street, tell them about Buddhism, and try to not convert them necessarily, but I try to say, hey, look, you want to preach God, and you want to tell people, hey, this is what God is, you should listen to me. I am very wise young minister child, so if you listen to me, then your life will be good. You will not go to hell. I talk to young people. I say, life can be hell. Perhaps this is hell. Perhaps it is heaven. Perhaps, who knows? I do not know. I think many things are what you believe they are. So I tell the young missionaries, you want to know your enemy? This is like the snarky Sifu before snarky Sifu was snarky Sifu. I was just me. And I teach this young missionary, I say, like using the art of war. I said, good manipulation, good control of this young mind. I say, go read Buddha, go read all the other books, and you see that all the truth, same, the core, same. You read the Bible. You may not read the Bible. You may not read the same Bible as a person who has studied classical mythology and many different religions and all spiritual faiths. The Hindu, there's so many, there's all of them. Get it? Allah, haha. That is not a joke. I'm not making fun of the Prophet. I will say all the religions, if you take away the dogma and you go for the katma, the korma, get it? Korma, core, the core, the center, the source, the main message, like Jesus, he said, be good to people, be nice, turn over the tax tables, the people that take your money. They say, this is the Bible say, what Jesus say is to don't pray in the street so everyone can see you. This voice is hurting my throat, so I think I will stop. Let me try to switch. It's hard to, when you talk in an accent for a long time, it's hard to stop. I may not be able to stop, but so Look, you see, this took a turn. I was getting ready to close, but I changed my mind. So let me try a different accent. So the Bible, she says to read. Oh, it's talking about. See, I'm crazy, right? Right. You cannot see me. I'm in my house. There's an air conditioner blowing. I've been sick. I had a stuffed up nose and a sore throat, and I must be crazy if I'm talking like this to somebody who may or may not even have an audience at any point. I don't care. That is not the point. The point is, if you build it, they will come, right? You see that movie? It's a good movie. So this, I'm building it. People, they talk in my head. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm touched. That's what it used to be, mean to be touched. Oh, that child is touched. Either that child is touched as in that child is cuckoo bananas. Maybe that child is special child. Maybe that child grew up in a castle and it was a prince, and maybe that child has many monies and was shielded from the realities of sickness and death and poverty. And that child says, there's a pull in that child because that child is touched, right? So that child says, I'm going to leave my palace. I got to peek out into the world. And I saw this man in the street, and his legs were mangled. I'm making this up as I go along. I don't know what this prince saw when he left his palace. Some people say there was no palace, there was no prince. This is just a mythology, like Joseph Campbell. It's the mythology of, we call his name Siddhartha. So say this little prince, he goes out of his palace, and he sees a man who, or maybe it was hunger, poverty first. I don't remember. I have my own hungry child, so she's 10 years old, so I have not been brushing up on my stories. But now she's getting older. I get to maybe read a little more, maybe make silly YouTube videos that are not worth anything to anyone. Maybe they are, who knows. Maybe I am the next Deepak Oprah. Maybe Oprah will say, yes, I knew Maya Angelou. She was my friend, and I think she would have liked you because you're touched. You're a silly little girl. You're cuckoo little Siddhartha goes out into the street and sees a man, poverty man, poor man in the street, and says to his friend, his teacher, his caretaker, his au pair, his, I don't know what you call it, same thing, many names. People with money, they have other people help with their children. People who do not have the money, they end up on the street, maybe being crazy, begging for the money. Maybe they work in the McDonald's and they get a job and they work so hard, because that's what we do in this country of America. You don't have an education. You don't get to learn, right? It is only for the rich people. They get to, you go back to the kings. I think I started to talk about that at some point. The kings, and this information was only for the wealthy, for the elite. Because the laborer who has to work in the field has to milk the cows, has to tend the garden, is lower caste in the Buddha man vernacular, right? The caste system, poor people. America, the caste system is they work at McDonald's, they don't work, they whatever. Maybe they came to this country maybe they were brought here by people in boats, people trying to make money, trying to do whatever. They bring people here, make them build this country, and then this country, I was saying this to someone earlier, this country, America, she's still in diapers. She is so young. So to think that everybody said no racism, it's all done, right? Then we get the orange man come to be the president, and he's big dumb racist, and he takes the band-aid off or picks up the carpet of America and says, oh my God, it's so shocking, there's still racism. How could there be racism when slavery was so long ago, right? In the history of all mankind, in the history of countries and colonies and all these things. 400 years is nothing, it is a sneeze, it is a blink of the eye, right? Yes. No diapers, America. So I say this to someone earlier, they say, oh, I see what you're saying. And this person, they like to talk about things and use words that I choose not to use. That's okay. This person uses them, that's okay. My daughter, black girl, red hair, she used some words. And it's not okay. I say, you have cultural permission to use these words? Yes. Right? It's silly. It's all so silly. But anyway, I digress off of my point. My point was many points to tell, but this is the first one for this moment. Is we go back to that little prince boy, and he goes out and he sees a man and he's hungry, and he says to his caretaker, his nanny manny, he says, what is this man? He says he has no food, he's begging for the food. Why is this? There's so much food in the palace. There's more than enough food. There's too much food, it goes to waste. Then why is this man outside begging for the food? Well, you're not supposed to see the begging man. Your papa, he tried to protect you from that truth. And the little prince said, oh, okay, alright, but that's something wrong with that situation. That fucked up, right? Yeah, he knows. Little prince touched. And so then the next time the little prince, let's say the little prince sneak out, maybe his manny, his friend, his caretaker, his rich person, servant, get paid? Probably not. I doubt it, but you never know. I don't know, I was not there. Maybe I was there and I just forgot. It's not the point. The point is his friend, we'll call him his friend because I forget his name, it escapes me at the moment. So his friend takes him, sneaks him outside again, and the little prince, he says, oh, this man, well, let's make it a woman this time. This woman, she is so old and her skin is so weird looking. It is all like crackly and droopy and wrinkles. That's what it's called. Wrinkles. She is old, Siddhartha. So that is old age. What is that? I know not such things. And so the little prince said, why I not know these things? My father, he protect me from the truth. He say, oh, no, me not show my son. I not show him old age. I not show him poverty. I not show him sickness, ill health, bad things, right? Well, yes, bad things, good things. These are things that are reality. So the little prince, he learned about the illness
and the poverty and the hunger and what the poor people they have to deal with outside of the palace. So guess what? Little side note. If you live inside the palace, you get to learn about history and culture and many, 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 many things. If you are poor, if you are lower caste, if you work at McDonald's, up and say this is before the internet and even libraries, they hard, people check out the book you want and they take it for 2 weeks. It's a pain in the ass. But information, they say knowledge is power. This is true. So, but you must consider the source. You want to listen to me as a source?